Nobody does. Rolling intro.
Welcome. Woo! Welcome back.
Welcome.
Howdy. Hello. This is where you say welcome.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Right,
Hot Shot Secret fans.
We've got storms rolling in from the right.
Moving right day and night.
We're supposed to be powered by science.
That's very true.
We better be able to get two people on one truck somehow.
A lot of hard work that went into this. You know, it's something that we've been chasing for a year and a half to try to get this truck in the threes.
We are live.
We are live. Welcome.
Yeah. Hey, there's a new intro.
You've been gone for a while.
I've been going for a while.
Well, welcome back. I've been gone for a while too, I'm not going to lie. But the original band's back together.
Right.
What instrument are you playing? Okay. I'll take the mic. So, welcome to another edition of Hot Shot Secret Facebook Live. I'm a hot mess here.
We are at episode 130.
Thanks. You can take that over. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about adrenaline racing oil.
We are. We're going to take a deep dive into that. And I'm trying to get updated here. As always, go ahead and post your questions below. Questions, comments. It's going to be a motorsports-themed day. The season's kicked off. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I'm back for a couple weeks. And then I'm gone for 6 straight weeks. Yeah. They figure it out. Exactly. So why don't you get our intro taken care of there, so I can get myself set up.
Ask questions in the comments below, and we will get through them throughout the show. And we do a sweet giveaway at the end.
Go to the microphone, please.
Oh, did you break it? Yeah, it's broken. And we have a broken microphone, so I have to look like a news reporter out on the scene. So, we will be giving away FR3 this week at the end of the show. Every week you enter at hotshotsecret.com/giveaway, and you will be entered into the drawing for this live show and giveaway. It's
That's right.
exciting. And Kyle wants to know what you're working on and where you're from.
I do. We're way past project. If you're still working on the project vehicle, season started, but
I'm still working on it.
I've been working on mine for how many years now?
3.
Yeah.
Not that I count.
But we got a new one from Josh today.
I know.
Tag a friend in the comments. Let them know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Let them know why you're watching this stuff.
Tag Josh.
Or tag Josh. We can do that too. But we're dual streaming YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you like and share. Like all of our social media stuff. But we're going to have a big show. We're going to dive into the racing oil, which takes quite a bit. So we're going to go through our normal stuff. But we're going to try to do a little bit of an expedited run through it. Sound good? All right. But let's kick it off with some dealer shout-outs.
All right.
Who you got there?
Do that. I've got a phone that doesn't want to load the video, so I can't read questions.
Okay, well, I'll take care of that. We got Rincon Truck Center in San Clemente, California. And
Diesel Dynamics LLC in Litchfield, Minnesota.
I just flew through Minnesota. I should have stopped by.
I should have Ricky come in and
I had
say
a long
Minnesota.
layover in Minnesota. I should have gone to Diesel Dynamics.
Should have.
So shout out to those guys. Remember, send in your decals, your stickers. We are still kicked out of the studio.
We should stick them right
We
on
should.
here.
We should
Let's
start
just
sticking
do
them on
it.
the wall until they let us back
Send
in
a
the studio.
ton of them, and we'll just load
How long
this
have we
whole
been in the lobby now?
Like 2 months.
2 months, right.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to get back in the studio soon. We still have a lot of construction going on here, a lot of renovations, so one day we'll get back in there. But we do have a bunch of dealer stickers, so we appreciate you guys that sent them in. We'll get them on the wall when we get back in the studio. So anybody else, send them in, we'll get them going. What's going on in TV land?
We only have one television program.
What's going on, marketing?
Yeah,
It's a slow TV week,
I guess. Truck U.
but it's a good one.
It is a great one.
And it's with the theme of racing this week.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Did you guys plan that?
See, now he's proud of himself.
The tag a friend thing wasn't that cool, but this is.
So this Sunday, Truck You at 10:30 a.m. on Motor Trend is going to be the S10 and Adrenaline Racing Oil episode. So if you haven't caught that one, it's a really good one. I headed down to Florida with the Firepunk boys and put that S10 on the set. And we love the Truck You guys. They're always so good to us, but they love when we bring them cool toys. And that was a cool episode. They were amazed by that truck, and we all are. It's a cool truck. But yeah, so tune in this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and check out the Hot Shot Secret Firepunk Diesel S10, world's fastest diesel.
Indeed.
A lot faster than what you got. So let's kick it off like we normally do with our Get to Know Us segment, where we bring in a poor victim that we drag on set every single time. But she looks very excited to come on. So we'll get to know one of our Hot Shots employees. So come on up. And you'll be speaking into the mic, just loudly and clearly into the mic.
Okay.
Now, the good news is today we only have 32,000 or so people watching. So
That's a lot.
no pressure. No pressure. So how did you find out about Hot Shot Secret?
Actually,
I'm sorry, what's your name and what do you do here? Let's start with that.
my name's Heaven, and I am a production associate.
Awesome. And how did you find out about Hot Shot Secret?
So Ashley, my boss, is actually my fiance's mom. So
Wow. We really do keep it in the family around here. Interesting. Okay. Where were you born?
Fredericktown.
That's close. Okay. Where'd you grow up?
Fredericktown.
Okay. What was your yes? What was your first job?
I was actually an RCA at the Winmore of Marion. I took care of old people.
Oh, cool. Cool. What was your first car?
It was actually a 2010 Chrysler Town and Country.
A minivan.
Yes.
Hey, so you get to pack all the friends in? That's
All the siblings.
that is the best 16-year-old car you can have because everybody wants to ride. All right. Do you play sports at all?
Not anymore, but I used to play softball. I played for 15 years.
Wow. Okay. And what is your favorite hobby besides working at Hot Shot Secret?
I love the outdoors, camping, fishing, swimming, hunting, anything like that.
Wow. Cool. And your favorite holiday?
July 4th.
Really? You know, our owner, Chris Gabrelchek, loves July 4th, and he throws a massive, epic, week-long, like, hippie bash. Like, all the family comes in, and they just don't leave for a week. Your favorite beverage?
Oh, that's hard. Probably sweet tea. I love sweet tea.
A good sweet tea.
Yeah.
Bad sweet tea is really bad. Okay, final one, and unless Aaron throws you a bonus. Your favorite TV show or movie?
Oh, Lone Survivor. I love that movie.
Cool.
Makes me cry every time.
You got a bonus? No bonus? You're gonna let her off the hook? Yeah, he's out of his game. Well, you survived, Heaven, and now so many people know about you. You want to give like a shout out to like your social media, your TikTok page or something?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for all you do here.
Thank you.
Hey, GoFundMe page.
The reason she's on is because she was the closest one to the door.
Is that it? You just reach out there and grab people.
So don't stand that close to the door.
Well, cool. Thanks, Heaven. We appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna get into.
So, do you know what she was doing while she got pulled away from production?
What's that?
Labeling the bottles for R5.
It is Adrenaline Day out there,
Yeah.
isn't it? You guys bottling
It's
Adrenaline
crazy.
today?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Lots.
It's all coming together today. Like
It's so
all the lines are running Adrenaline Racing Oil. We're talking about it. It's on TV this weekend.
I did thousands of QC tests on that.
Yep. TD Diesel's in. Jared says sound very static. I think they probably get that fixed, hopefully. Am I jet lagged? I am. I still don't know what day it is. Actually, yesterday I posted something on Facebook because I was coming in here to do the show at like 1:15 and nobody was out here. I'm like, oh, it's Wednesday. I didn't even know what day it was. Dan Zelton's in. We saw Dan this past weekend out in Kansas. We'll kind of touch on that in a little bit on the event recap. Dan's truck is hauling ass.
And he was doing it while texting or eating a cheeseburger or something. What's the post say?
I don't know what you're talking about. But he was moving. And I'll tell you what, also, we had a little problem down track at one point where Adam Aquino's turbo blew in Landon's truck pushed a freeze plug out, and all we saw was smoke at the top of the track. So everybody starts to run, and you know that's the funny thing when you start watch people run, and then it turns into a jog, into a walk. It's like they're a mile away. Here comes Dan in this side by side, like I think it was as fast as his truck is. I think it was moving, man. Chris Evers, thank you, Hotshot Secret, for supporting Waypoint Vets and matching donations. You guys rock. Thanks for supporting vets. Yeah, Chris, we're really happy to. That's a great organization, and they did a big a fundraiser. I think it was over 20 grand, and we matched $1 for $1. So I know it's a lot of good funding for them. Check out Waypoint Vets. You can find them on Facebook, and they got a website too. They do great. They have a whole bunch of excursions set up for this year. So really good group. Dan Yo says, how's that ATF plus 4? Well, you put -4, Dan. I don't know about the -4, but we do have a +4, and it's done, like we keep saying.
It's done-ish.
And it's just waiting in line to get bottled.
Yeah,
It's
it's going to be a while.
I don't know. I heard it's really almost there. TD Diesel's working on an LBZ IDI 7.3 24 valve, all customers' trucks this week. Yep, keeping you busy. That's good, though. Did Levi send us some stars? Thanks, Levi. Josh Lawyer's in here. What's up, Josh? Nick Caputo's in, another racer of ours. Love the adrenaline line of fluids. Race car loves it, and I'm noticing some better results in performance. Doesn't break down like other brands, and it's very consistent when I check levels and temps. 2 race weekends down and many more to go. Awesome, Nick. We appreciate that. And, yeah, we're going to talk about why he's seeing what he's seeing. There's science behind that. So we appreciate it, Nick. My mom's in early. Hey, Kyle. Love you too, Mom. She's on her game today. Dan, leave my mom alone. Dan Yost is a dirty, dirty man. Dirty man. Josh Laura, what's up, bud? All right, so we're going to get into our feature ride of the week so we can keep this moving, so we can dive into some oil. So this week's winner was Luke M. Damjanovic, and he's pulling a big fifth wheel. What's that? Can't really see it from here. Is it a GMC? Yeah, I can't really tell.
I can't either.
Because it's black on black on black. That's
Because
why I
we're
like
not
it.
in the studio and we're using.
Right, I'm looking into the light, yep. But congrats, Luke.
Hunting.
Thanks for submitting that. And then remember, they put that up every,
Sunday.
is it still every Sunday? You put it up early? You still give them that little window.
Yeah.
We've talked about this,
Yeah.
but you're making it really tight for them.
Change things up. No.
Yeah, okay. So look for the post. You can post your ride. I'm still waiting for somebody to put their FR3 infused lawnmower up there to get feature ride of the week. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So whatever you got using Hot Shots products, post it up. You may be our ride of the week, and then you carry our Facebook page all week, right?
That's right.
That's right. We also have our Protect Your Ride image. And to get on this, don't you just tag us on your social media page? Just give us a tag, and then Little Bear is going to find it. And this week's is from IamPatrick_Thompson. I'm guessing his name's Patrick Thompson. That's a nice clean shot, too. Looks like he didn't quite finish off that bottle of Diesel Extreme. Maybe he's going by the principle of a little bit's good, a lot's not always better. But Diesel Extreme, put a little extra in. He's saving it for next time. Or you know what? He's actually smart because he's probably got a 30-gallon tank. He's like, I don't need the full bottle, but I'm going to put that other, 4 ounces in my lawnmower. That diesel lawnmower. We got a little diesel generator. There you go. Diesel generator. So cool. Thanks, Patrick.
I want a diesel lawnmower.
Reminder, Steve Summers, Overnight Drive, every night, midnight, Monday through Friday, midnight to 5
I think
a.m.
there's a special guest tonight.
There is. First Friday of the month, every month, and I'll tell you a funny behind-the-scenes story on it.
I can't wait.
I was listening to a bit of the show from last night, and Steve announced that Chris Gabrelchik is going to be live in studio tomorrow morning, Friday. It's tonight at midnight, so Friday, 12 a.m., if you will.
His Friday.
Right, and the funny part was, I heard him say it, and I was like, Chris is in Florida. So somehow we got miscommunicated. So I ended up talking to Steve today, and I said, I heard you say Chris was going to be in studio, and he's like, yeah, I think you texted my wife that or something, and there's miscommunication. I was like, no, he's in Florida, and he's like, I've been cleaning the house all day. The wife's coming cleaning everything because Chris is coming in. I was like, false alarm, and he's like, phew, I can stop cleaning. Well, it wasn't but a half hour later, I get a text from Chris, and he says, I just caught a flight. I'm heading back. I'm going to go to the studio in Cincinnati. So I had to message Steve back and say, start cleaning. So
Nice.
Not only is he going to be on the program like he is the first Friday of every month for 5 hours answering everybody's questions, he's going to be in studio. So if you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, you'll get to see the back of his head for 5 hours because we got one camera in there. But it'll be the first time Chris has been down to the studio. So if you guys have not watched or listened to the program, it's available. There's an app for Android and iPhone. It's streamed live on the website, which is overnightdriveradio.com, or you can catch it on Facebook and YouTube if you look for Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Really cool program. We love when Chris comes on. If you've ever wanted to pick Chris's brain, he's on for 5 hours and he can't leave. He's pinned there. So feel free to call in. You can talk to him live and talk to Steve. We really look forward when Chris goes on. So that's tonight at midnight. So tune in. In the loop. Be in the loop.
Ooh.
How do you get in the loop? You like this part?
I call Levi
Yeah.
and have him sign me up for the emails at hotshotsecret.com/email, and you will be in the loop getting your fancy weekly update.
Make sure you're talking to the mic. They always remind me.
Remind myself that.
And we have a sale
Do we?
for the mamas out
Ooh,
there.
Yeah. Moms love the Gasoline Extreme.
Yeah.
So order $50 worth of product, and you'll get a free bottle of Gasoline Extreme for your mother.
And you have to give it to your mom.
Have to.
If you do this just to get a free bottle for yourself, we will tell your mom. He communicates with a lot of moms.
You know,
All right, so that's through
May 9th.
that's through Sunday then. So get on there. Any order of $50 is going to get a free bottle of Gasoline Extreme. So good time to try it if you haven't yet, and give some to Mama. My mom's on. So happy early Mother's Day, Mom.
Did you ship her bottle of Gasoline Extreme?
No, I have not yet. I have not yet.
Kyle.
Oh, are we going to do this?
I don't know, are we?
We are going to do this. All right, Hot Shots family, we need some help. Do you have anything? Do you have anything on there for Wyatt? You don't? Okay, folks. How do I find this then? Minnie's going to kill me if we don't know how to find it. She told me she was going to give you something. Minnie's probably watching. We'll come back to it. That gives Minnie a couple minutes to tell you how to find it. But let's do our event recap. I know I was gone last week, gone the last couple of weeks, so we didn't really get to catch up. But since this is kind of a racing episode, we're getting into the oils and everything. A quick recap of what's going on. So 2 weeks ago was the real big kickoff of the season because, we have the brand new Hot Shots Secret Whole Shot Diesel Series for the West Coast, and we have our big Outlaw Diesel Super Series for the East Coast. So now we got a big East and West Coast diesel racing series, and they both kicked off 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to announce the winners from Rudy's, starting off with the ET class. Guess who won?
What, is he a robot?
He's a robot.
Is he a scientist?
He's a scientist.
Is it Ryan Riddle?
Ryan Riddle, what do you know?
And did he get he got the runner-up in the
I think he went to the
770?
finals in 770.
Yeah.
No, somebody else did. But he made it to the semis, I believe. But guess who made it to the finals against Ryan Riddle?
Trey Sykes.
Trey Sykes driving the Duramax.
Oh,
So congrats to Trey for hopping in our work truck and going rounds and then having to face Ryan in the finals. And I guess it was a really good race too. So Ryan barely edged him there. So congrats to Ryan with the ET win. Adam Doan took the 770 class. Zach Tukin took the 670 class. Buddy Calloway took the 590 class. 590 class is like crazy.
There's a lot of new names.
Yeah, well, first one of the year. There's always just some new people out there.
I like that.
And Pro Street Class,
Johnny
not a
Gilbert.
new name. Johnny Gilbert,
Five Blade Mafia.
Five Blade Mafia. Yep, he went to the finals against Michael Dalton. So we had two of our Hot Shot Secret drivers, heavy hitters, and then the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street Class. But Michael got all loose at the line, and I think he treated Johnny. I haven't seen not many people treat Johnny, but I think Michael treated him pretty good. But then he got loose, and Johnny drove it through. But shout out to Michael Dalton too. I know he set not like one, he just kept resetting his personal best all weekend. So truck's really moving. Pro Mods, Ben Shaddy took the win over Larson Miller in the Hot Shot Secret S10. They had trouble hooking all weekend. They're back on the big tire now. And I will have to say, now that it's finally come, it is the first loss, literally, the first loss for the Hot Shot Secret Firepunk Diesel S10 in diesel competition ever.
Right.
It made it wire to wire last year. And we didn't want to ever jinx it and say it, because it's racing. You always, and that's talking just spinning at the line, red lighting, anything you can lose really easily. But all the
Heelys at 3:30. Yeah.
right. But so congrats to Ben Shaddy on the Pro Mod win, and Jared Jones, of course, in the Pro Dragster, which is powered by Science. We'll actually talk about that a little bit too. So congrats to all those guys. I was out in California for the start of the brand new Hot Shot Secret Whole Shot Diesel Series.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of new names on this one.
Yes, you probably won't recognize many of them, but it was a really good turnout. ET bracket champion was Chris Swenson. Guess what he was driving?
An O2 Escalade.
An Escalade.
Diesel?
I didn't know they made it. And everyone's like, you didn't? I'm like, yeah. Diesel Escalade.
Since when?
Since then.
Nice.
And we had, in the 770 class, it was Spencer Schultz in an 07 Ram. And it looks like he closed at a 7.9. In the 670 class, it was Travis Turner in an 04 Ram. And Pro Street class champion, Rick Fleets. You'd recognize Rick. Yeah. He's driving the 1970 Chevelle.
Yes.
The diesel Chevelle. Really cool car. Man, Rick Fleets, I got to give it to that dude. That dude is all over the country. Like, no matter where I'm at, Georgia, Florida, California, he drives that thing around and races everywhere. So shout out to him. So good opener for the Hot Shot Secret Whole Shot Diesel Series. It was a good time. We also had, what am I forgetting here? I'm missing a sheet. Oh, no, here it is. Oh, and then last weekend, I was out in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, for the 1320 diesel East First West Cash Bash. It was at a place called, there's some shots of it, the Equalizer. Man, is this a cool place. It's an old abandoned airstrip. It is more concrete than you've ever seen. I mean, it's wide as can be, it's long as can be. It is just made for no prep. And beautiful area, too. And we had some bad trucks come out. So it was a good time. Shout out to the 1320 diesel guys.
East or West?
Well, you'd call it kind of middle almost. But the Run What You Brung class, the open class, Nathan Wheeler in the Crazy Horse, though, just went down. His truck is just on kill. And he was the one that was driving through spinning tires like with not a care in the world. But he took the Run What You Brung class over Philip Franklin, who those guys raced together a lot. So it was cool to see them go. That's the class Dan Zelton was in. He lost in the semifinals there. And Dan's truck was just absolutely moving. It's just working really well. And to be on that type of service, I'm looking forward to seeing what Dan does this year. So shout out to Dan Zelton, too, for a good showing out there. In the street class, it was Tyler Baker winning over John Morris. Tyler Baker's truck is bad. I mean, it is, and I was talking to a couple of them last night.
It's a Ram.
And no, and,
Oh, wow.
and they
I figured you were going to do your...
because they are always talking to they really want to race against Cody Fisher. Because Cody Fisher has a really bad street truck, and I'm like, man, I want to see them race so good. he was supposed to go out there as it was, but he didn't make it out. This was a great race right here. This is Adam Aquino and Landon. This is the race that they both got hurt on. I've got a GoPro that was on the side of Landon's truck. They almost kiss right here. Like, you can't see it because of the smoke. That was the only bad thing, was that there was about a 30-mile-per-hour wind out there, and it was a straight backwind. So they'd launch, and then their smoke would just chase them down the track. And it's like they had to call in every single wind, like left lane, right lane. We couldn't see half of it, but really cool. Really good weekend. I had a great time out there. That race, Tyler took 11 grand on that. So nice payday to make it out to Kansas and put some people on the trailer. So that's a little recap of the last couple weeks. What's coming up next is this weekend. It's Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish Mother's Day Truck Convoy. This is something really cool. It's the first year for us. We partnered up with them. It draws over 500 big rig trucks. I think they're trying to limit it this year because of COVID, but I think the trucks come anyway because they don't care. But they run this whole convoy, and I mean, it's miles long. It's really cool. So we became a corporate sponsor with them this year. We also sent a bunch of products out for the raffles and door prizes and stuff to support all the truck drivers that are out there. So that is this Sunday, Mother's Day. It's in Pennsylvania. The event celebrates our current and former Wish Kids, raising money to grant more wishes for children with critical illness. So if you guys want to donate and help out, you can go to this long word here. Oh, it's on the screen. There, you guys can find it right there. Go to that and donate a couple bucks because it goes to a really good cause, and we'll do a follow-up next week and show you how big this convoy is. So really proud to support that. And thanks to the Steve Summers Overnight Drive callers and listeners. They're the ones that brought our attention to this, so we're happy to support it. Coming up is next weekend is track day for the ladies. It's going to be at Tad and Jim's Dragway of Magnolia on May 15th. That's part of the D-Team guys, D-Team Racing. That's their next race. They just had one last week as well that we were at. So looking forward to that. And then the big dog, UCC. Yes. It's coming.
Yeah.
So we're just a couple of weeks away from the Ultimate Callout Challenge. It's May 21st to 23rd. For those of you that don't know, this is the Super Bowl of diesel motorsports. It is one cool event. It's a bucket list item. I'm telling you, if you like motorsports, diesel or not, go to this event. The ticket prices were dropped way down this year too. Like, it's like $40 to get in. It used to be like over 100 to get into this thing. But it's a 3-day event. It's the baddest of the bad. It's an invite only. It's only 30 trucks. And what they do is the first day, they run down the track for track points. The second day, they get on the dyno, and they do dyno pulls for dyno points. The third day, they come out and they pull a sled on the sled pit, and you'll see these trucks turn into like transformers. These teams and these pits will work on these trucks from overnight until the next competition to get them ready in a different fun. They'll come out as dualies for the pole and stuff. I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. Hot Shot Secret, we've always been a gold sponsor of this event. We have a huge vendor booth out there. We're doing huge sales and everything. But this year we also stepped it up. We're the official title sponsor of the entire sled pull.
Wow.
So we're getting a little sled pull love. Yeah. So, and it's being live fed by Flow Racing. So if you can't make it, check out Flow Racing, or also known as Speed Video previously. They're going to be televising the whole weekend, so you can catch it from home if you don't make it. And I'm telling you, it's worth a Flow Racing package just to watch this one event. It's so cool. And what makes it even cooler, what else is going on while we're there? You're cheating, and it's not even on there.
It's not your birthday, so I really don't know.
No, well, it's kind of on there. This year, the Fire Punk diesel leg of the Outlaw Diesel Super Series has been moved from Ohio over to Indiana to join this event. So not only is it UCC, it's UCC and Outlaw Diesel Super Series, the second race of the year, running at the same time at the same venue.
I did not know that.
It's huge. It's like a party within a party.
It's my kind of place.
That's what I'm saying, man. So all those standings we just gave you from Rudy's, the second leg of the Outlaw is going to go alongside of UCC. And now, And what's really cool about that is Outlaw runs their qualifiers and the practice on Friday. They run all the eliminations on Saturday. Well, so UCC guys are going to be doing all their competition on Friday. They move to the dyno on Saturday. And if you've ever been to Lucas Oil Raceway, huge grandstands, they put the dyno right next to the track. So as a spectator, you can sit there and watch the UCC dyno polls. And in the meantime, Outlaw Diesel Super Series is drag racing right in front of you. I mean, it's like a carnival. It's crazy. It's a
carnival inside of a carnival.
It's inside of a carnival. Inside of a party.
Right.
So that's coming up
There's a
2
lot of
weeks
layers
away.
to this.
We're going to keep plugging that, so that's a big one. Same weekend, we're sponsoring another flow racing event of the PDRA American Door Slammer Challenge. So that's at Summit Motorsports Park right here in Ohio. So looking forward to that as well. And that's the following weekend. I take it back. That's your Memorial Day weekend, as well as
Party on the Mountain. That
Some
is a
kind of
party on the mountain.
That's right.
Party in the party.
Our buddy Matt Rice, DNR Auto, is putting on the Party at the Mountain.
yeah.
It's really taken off. It's down there at English Mountain Dragway, which we were just at a couple weeks ago. Crazy track, really cool people down there. He's already filling the classes up pretty good. We got some I know he's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Free hot dogs for all the kids. We might have a fireworks show. I know Anthony Smith from our buddy from Memphis Street Outlaws is going to be there. He's powered by science. This is what he runs right here. So Anthony Smith's going to be out there signing autographs. I talked to a couple of the other Street Outlaw guys. They might come, so I'm just waiting on that. So should be a good time. It's going to be a party on the mountain. So lots coming up. The race season is in full swing, and it's off and running, and I'm trying to chase it. So, all right. So let's do our quick giveaway. I got to Fuel Your Mind?
Just a tidbit, I bet.
Oh, it's just a 30-second spot. So catch your Fuel Your Mind this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, as they will be talking about IDIDs. What are IDIDs?
I don't know.
Internal diesel
injector deposits.
You got it. Here's a
I
sneak
knew.
peek. Oh, I get it. This is just a preview of what to see.
teaser.
All right, roll the teaser.
Diesel engines have become much cleaner and more efficient than when they were invented way back at the end of the 19th century. Diesel fuel has also become more refined than it was originally. An internal diesel injector deposit, also known as an IDID, is a deposit or buildup that specifically occurs on the inside of your diesel injector. These deposits interfere with the spray pattern of the injector, causing a loss of engine power.
Now your mind has been lightly fueled. Get it fully fueled this Saturday when they release the full video. Saturday at 2 p.m., Facebook and YouTube. Join us for that. All right, so this week's giveaway, we're giving away FR3, is that right?
Yes.
All right, so
And the winner is
the winner is
Mr. Rip.
Mr. Rip. You're right.
I don't
read
know,
that
is
wrong.
that what it is?
It looks like Mr. Rip to me. MRRHIPP at something. If that's your email, we know because we're going to send you an email about it. But if you chime in, Mr. Rip, we'll throw in some swag too. But you just won yourself some FR3. And everybody else out there, you can win free stuff every week just by going to hotshotsecret.com/giveaway. So let's see here. We think we have a D&J video? Gotcha.
It's the bearings. why are you so
Oh,
disappointed sounding?
he's a little bear.
They look brand new. It's not much of a video.
So if where do you want to start when we want to dive into oils? I get a lot of questions about it, especially this time of year. Been answering a lot of questions lately because a lot of people don't know we have oil. A lot of people don't know we have racing oil. And what I always laugh at is that we got super high-end, super good oil. And it's like we didn't just tiptoe into this. We jumped full-fledged into it. I guess some of the background of where it started at, I'd say, it really came from our FR3.
Absolutely.
And our FR3 friction reducer, and we'll give Firepunk Diesel a lot of credit for pushing us into motorsports.
A lot. How about most?
How about most of it? And
All of it?
I know a lot of people probably heard the story about how we once went down to Firepunk to rent some dyno time before we knew them from anybody. We still laugh about it this day now because they're like, here comes the snake oil company, yada, yada. But
About it.
but you know, and we told them, we were like, no, we want to put your trucks on the dyno and try our stuff, and they were like, deal, because they knew exactly what their trucks can do. That started a relationship that continues to this day. And our FR3 was pulling horsepower on every one of their trucks. They were really amazed, and they started running our FR3. And really, that kind of, they said, you guys have something here, you know? I mean, they've really mastered the hard parts, you know, with the turbos and injectors and transmissions and how to make all that work. They tried a lot of additives in the past without much gain. And to see that much of a horsepower gain with just a pour in of an additive, they said, if you guys can pull that off, why don't you build an oil ground up? Well, at the time, we actually did have an oil. Chris has had the Blue Diamond for quite some time, the Blue Diamond PAO oil.
Yeah.
And when we get into the build of the oil, it kind of makes sense of how that kind of transpired from there. It's like, well, we know how to really make a really indestructible, severe interval oil. And can we take that technology, mix it with this FR3 technology that we have that can actually reduce wear tremendously, which is what these high horsepower vehicles need. And that's what we did. We went to the lab, and within a year, we had produced adrenaline racing oil. And that's what we'll talk about today. I will say, another time we may talk about our transmission oils and our gear oils, but that followed this. Once we made it this far, Firepunk said, why'd you stop? We still need trans fluid and gear oil, so we have a full line of adrenaline racing oil. Our engine oils come in everything from a 20, 30, 40, 50, up to an Alky 60 weight. Our gear oils come in a 90, 110, 140 weight, and our racing oils now have a third option.
Transmission fluids.
What do you say?
Diesel oils. It's fine. I got you.
Our transmission fluids
Right.
now have 3 different options. We got new names coming to them. I don't know.
I don't
names.
know they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know either.
So a lot of you know of our Nano Shift, but we're going to have 3. It's like, I don't even want to guess. They're working on that right now. So we got some new names coming out for the new type, and renaming our Adrenaline ATF, because I just got to kind of get confusing with ATFs since they're all ATFs. So,
They are.
but today we're going to talk about the Adrenaline engine oil. If you have any questions, post them. We'll be sure to answer them. And let's start off with that base oil, that PAO grade base oil. We use 100% pure PAO. It's not a blend. It is a full-blown PAO base oil. Why do we do that, and what are the benefits of a base oil package like that?
9 million reasons.
Okay, give me a couple.
Here's a couple. It stays cleaner.
Wow.
It doesn't oxidize. It doesn't shear. It doesn't
Okay,
break
slow down.
Is that enough?
Stay cleaner. How does it stay cleaner?
Well, there's functional groups on the hydrocarbon chains.
Just like the
For
hooks
con-
that we talked about?
Yeah,
with the-
for conventional oils and lower grade synthetics. Not that they're terrible, but PAOs are the best of the best of the best, sir.
Talk loudly into the mic.
Yes.
So, hold on.
So,
We may be jumping ahead a little bit, but I didn't know this. So, I know we've talked in the past about Group 2, Group 3, Group 4 oils. We've talked about building an additive package in a conventional oil. The fact that the molecular structure is so sporadic allows it to break the chain very easily, which is shearing the oil. But it also allows people like you to put nice additive packages in there, because there's a lot of hangers to hang on. Stick with my general term.
is that who
My
said,
hangers.
Who said that?
The fingers. You always talk about the
Yeah.
fingers.
I don't talk about fingers.
You talk about fingers.
That's a different story.
Okay. But adding an additive package to a conventional oil is easier than adding one to a PAO.
Absolutely.
All right. So and that's because,
There's more aromatics in the conventional oil.
okay, so does that tie into why it gets, is the dirt hanging on the same things?
Yes, we'll just say yes.
Okay. So that's why you're saying that it stays
We'll say
cleaner.
that. We'll say that. Yeah.
In my layman's man terms, there's less hooks to hang the dirt on in a PAO.
Okay,
You like that?
we'll go with that.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead.
We'll let it ride.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm not gonna argue today.
That's the new
I'm
one.
in a good mood.
I will look into that more. I honestly hadn't heard that it naturally could stay cleaner. So, all right, what else? You named a big one.
Oxidate? You want shearing.
I
You-
want shearing.
You love the shearing.
I do. But tell me about oxidation first.
Your hooks. There's nowhere to hook the oxidation.
Right.
Short version.
Right. Because we can control the molecular structure, make a perfect like carbon chain there that just is identical.
Lovely.
It's synthetic. It's a man-made.
Multiplicity.
Unlike your Group 2s or your Group 3s that people often call synthetics that really aren't a synthetic. All a Group 3 is a more highly refined Group 2.
Correct.
It's been hydrocracked a little more. So it's more refined. That's why your so-called synthetic oil change can last you twice as long as your conventional oil change. But all of that oil, your Group 2 and your Group 3, which again is all the synthetics you see on the shelf saying that they're synthetic, none of those are synthetic. This is something we have to educate people on all the time. And but once you get up to the Group 4, which this is a Group 4 PAO, a polyalpha olefin, it is a pure Group 4. It is a pure synthetic. Like this is actually, man is now getting in there and helping it out quite a bit. So that allows you to build crazy packages on there, but it's tough. It doesn't want to take it.
Doesn't want
Just like it doesn't want to take the dirt or the oxidation
or anything.
or anything.
But we make it work.
We do, and
Yeah.
that's why we have advanced that science so much. Are there other companies using PAO? Yeah. I don't know if anybody's using pure PAO. They generally don't put it out there. If somebody's using a Group 4 PAO, they're going to be pounding their chest they're using it. Generally speaking, it's at a very small dosage, so they can drop 2-3% PAO in the oil to make a claim.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it's
Look
like
at
it's
us.
in there, but it's
Yeah.
that actually would be considered a true semi-synthetic.
Whoa, look at you.
Right. So, but no, we use a pure Group 4 PAO. So that's the base oil. That's where we're starting with. And then from there, we build an additive package. And we build our additive package in a little different way. You're the scientist, tribologist side of things. So, yeah. So
I think we knocked on Kevin's door, said, Kevin. Psst.
Kevin's hiding. So
That's how we did it.
we went about this a little differently, and it's really because of what kind of company we are. And Chris has always been a little crazy that he wants to really develop
What are we looking at?
reflection.
Oh,
He always wants to develop the best product he possibly can. So that makes your job pretty cool in the fact that you're not limited by bean counters and until the end. Then it's like, okay, how much did you guys spend on this? How much does it cost to
we
build?
did what? We did what?
We did what? But it allows you to build a really good product. I did bring our, this is a virgin oil analysis of our Adrenaline R5, this oil right here. And what a virgin oil analysis means is it's an oil analysis taken out of the bottle. So this hasn't been run through a vehicle at all, so it shows us actually what's in the additive package. Now, what most people look at when they're thinking race oil, the first thing they think of is zinc. Oh, how much zinc you got in there? Well, the fact of the matter is all oils have zinc in them, right?
Sure.
I mean, to some level. And zinc is not as amazingly expensive as some people think. You can buy ZDDP in a bottle, and people think they can pour a bunch in, which is bad, remember, right? Not too much zinc is bad.
Too much.
But one unique thing about ours is we do not use ZDDP.
That's correct.
We use a sulfur-based zinc. ZDDP is a phosphorus-based zinc, correct?
Correct.
So if you're looking at another company's, which I do have here, I've got this is a virgin analysis of Amsoil Dominator competition oil. So Amsoil, which is a good oil. This is a very popularly used oil. Just to kind of show you the difference on how we build an oil versus them. If you look at our phosphorus count, it's at 19 parts per million. We have very little phosphorus in our oil at all. Phosphorus is a good anti-wear, but if you look at Amsoil's, is at 1,220 parts per million. They put a bunch in there. Well, what is that? That's the ZDDP package.
Correct.
So we look at the zinc. They're at 1,400 zinc, 1,200 phosphorus. That's the ZDDP package. That's very commonly used everywhere. We use a sulfur-based zinc, which costs quite a bit more. It's sulfur's a better anti-wear. It's like your high-end zinc, let's say. It's the best way I put my layman's term. So our zinc level is 2,800 parts per million. I've seen it over 3,000 before. So it is really high. And then there's just 19 parts per million phosphorus, so virtually little phosphorus. So I always like to try to point that out first because a lot of people just want to look at zinc levels. Now, frankly, 2,800 zinc for us, 1,400 zinc for AMSOIL. So we've got twice the amount of zinc, but not only is it twice the amount, it's the better type of zinc than it is ZDDP. So it makes up for the fact that we don't have any phosphorus in there. So people might look at that next step.
Does it? But wait, there's
wait.
more.
There's a lot more. Another additive package is the calcium package, which is another good anti-wear, right? And it's also an antioxidant.
It's mostly your TBN package,
Right.
your detergent package.
It fights acid, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fights acid.
So in this, we have 1,900 parts per million in our adrenaline. AMSOIL here has 1,400 parts per million. That's, again, that's a good detergent package. Also helps protect the motor under these loads with these race cars. And that is exactly where AMSOIL oil stops. There's nothing else in their additive package that would show up on a oil analysis. So basically what they're doing is they're really relying on ZDDP protecting the engine, which for years everyone's used a lot of ZDDP. We could have stopped
good
right
stuff.
there using twice the amount of sulfur-based ZDDP, knowing that that's going to provide superior protection over that. But we added more calcium, and here's the big one. You know what I love?
Antimony.
I love my antimony. We run about 1,000 parts per million antimony. AMSOIL registered 0 parts per million, so there's absolutely none in it. Antimony, I challenge you all to Google antimony. Actually, Google antimony and zinc and see what you find out there. Antimony is a very, very expensive chemical, probably one of the most expensive, right?
It's not cheap.
You got to order it. Are you the one that orders this stuff?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We got an ordering guy now.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. But so frankly, a lot of companies are looking when they're looking to build a package, especially like a racing package. Everyone wants to make claims to protect the engine, but these type of analysis show me you've got the opportunity to put the stuff in. You choose not to. Why do you choose not to? I'll leave that to the other companies to answer.
Cost.
It's usually cost, and they need to make money. And I'll be frank right now, we do not make a lot of money off this stuff.
Nope.
We don't make anything off this stuff.
But it's
But it's the best damn oil that you can buy. I mean, and really we kind of use this to kind of show off our science. You know, it really allows these guys to kind of shine.
look at what I can do.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, how cool is it when you're not being restricted by
Exactly.
the
This-
accounting department or the business department, and they're like, you know what?
Or the
Just-
CK4 package for on-road things. I mean, there's several areas that we're
That-
not held accountable for on this
right.
oil.
Right. So it allows you to throw the kitchen sink
Yeah,
at it.
we're like, what specification does it meet? None.
Yeah. And so what's unique about it too is, especially the antimony, it's so expensive. I've seen it in a couple oils, but I'm literally talking 5 or 10 parts per million, and even 5 or 10 parts per million, I'm sure helps out the zinc in a little bit. We go so overboard with this antimony being at 1,000 parts per million. Once that antimony combines with the zinc, it basically supercharges the zinc. So let me back up a little bit. We're first going to have twice the amount of zinc as a major competitor, which we respect this oil. You know, it's a
Absolutely.
big, popular oil. I mean, we're not comparing this to Kmart's, racing oil. You know, this is AMSOIL Dominator. It's good oil. Twice the amount of zinc,
And
the
then
sulfur-based zinc, and then 1,000 parts per million antimony on top of
then we
it.
turn up the boost.
We turn up the boost. We let it rip. So we already talked about how we start off with the base oil that will not shear, come out of grade. So now we take that off the table for these racers because they will shear it in a pass. We didn't talk about it too much, but that's the advantage of the PAO oil. Then the additive package we built is designed for complete protection of anti-wear on the engine and with no expense spared. And that's why when we came down to the end, what would the average company try to price this at to actually make money? We'd have to start charging, $100 a gallon for this stuff and to make any money. And it's just like, nope, let's just put it out at $60 a gallon like the rest of the racing oils out there. We just won't make any money off of it, but hopefully those that really want to protect an investment will buy it. But more so, we've got it in some of the fastest cars in the world, fastest trucks in the world, and that really shows off the science behind it. And I still haven't gotten to the fact that it's infused with FR3.
Right.
And that is what the average guy can identify with.
Now we're boosted and intercooled.
Exactly. We're throwing everything at it. So
Yeah,
so bring in the FR3 package to me. So I already know it's not going to shear because of the PAO.
right.
I know the additive package. I challenge anybody to pull any oil sample of any racing oil out there that can match this additive package. And then on top of that, we throw our nanocarbon technology in there. So
what's left?
there's not, well, that's what we left with you. And you guys finally were like, there's nothing else we can do with this. This is it. So
We can always do something. Come on.
I bet you could. So tell me about the FR3 then. So, and we know we put FR3 in all of our engine oils.
Yeah, I mean,
All of our trans fluids, all our gear oils.
every time 3 to 5% increase in power and fuel economy doesn't really matter much in the racing engines, or does it?
But fuel economy essentially is horsepower.
Yeah,
It's just-
almost identical. To,
Yeah, we see it on the same trend line, so it just
Yeah.
depends how you use that efficiency.
Right.
And what we're doing is we're actually freeing up the engine, and that's what I tell people all the time. We don't invent horsepower
No,
with this
it's-
stuff. We're freeing up that horsepower. I'll give a perfect example. We just mentioned Jared Jones with the dragster
Right.
from Scheid Diesel. Dan Scheid, everybody knows Dan Scheid. He just had the dragster preseason on the dyno, and did just an oil change over to the adrenaline and picked up 60 horsepower on the dyno. Dan Scheid, godfather of diesel, you know. So, we've seen that dragster run 406 a million times, you know.
Absolutely.
That thing is at the peak of what it can do. Just switching over to adrenaline racing oil, picked up 60 horsepower on a machine they know intimately how it works. Well, where did that come from? We didn't add the horsepower to it. It allowed the engine to free up that horsepower.
Right.
And the simple explanation of the nanocarbon technology inside the FR3 is microscopic, super microscopic, smaller than a human cell size of carbon balls. Get down in there into the oil, and they go on a hunt, and they find every single little nook and cranny inside the engine. Whether it's a machining mark from a brand new engine or it's a older engine that's got some wear marks in it. The real trick to reducing wear, and we put our science out there, like anybody can try this. The real trick is to really start with as flat film layer base as you can. It's easier to build a good film strength to it and everything. So if we fill all the little crevices up, all the nicks in the metals and everything, create a flat film layer with the carbon nanos that are so small they can get in there and fill it. Now we can lay the nano lubricant on top, add to it this additive package that's going to further protect those two metal surfaces from touching. And what's the result? There's less friction, there's less resistance, there's less heat.
Yes.
And even one more thing, and then so the byproduct, the byproduct is the horsepower. None of this is the horsepower. It's actually all the other things it's doing that allows for the horsepower to be made. But what we really hang our hat on isn't the horsepower. That's what people like to hear. They like to see that we pull horsepower on the dyno. When I see horsepower gains on the dyno, what it's telling me is we're taking away wear from the engine. And that's what we pride ourselves in, is protecting these high dollar, expensive racing engines, keeping them on the track all year long, and with very little to no wear at all. A perfect example we have right here. So many of you have seen the Hot Shot Secret Firepunk Diesel S10. D&J Precision tore this engine down at the end of the season last year, and this was a prototype engine. It's the Executioner. You all know the Executioner very well, and they had, I believe, we had just over 100 passes on the engine, and I think over 20 dyno pulls. We didn't open the motor the entire year. we got to the end of the season, we opened it up, and literally I still have these things. I keep a couple in my office. We still have the original film on these bearings. We scratched them vertically from putting them in a Ziploc bag. That was stupid. But what's really neat
I have
is,
to go.
oh, that's right. I'm going to close it down for you. I can hold it down.
You've been doing it for
I got
5 minutes.
You've been my sidekick. Let's do it again sometime.
Well, maybe.
All right. Tune in from the road.
I was smart enough to.
I'll bring you live.
All right.
All right. So, folks, it's you and me now. One of the unique things that we found with the bearings here that I just could not believe when I saw Drew from D&J was showing me that they have these vertical or perpendicular scratches in them. And I was trying to figure out how could we get a perpendicular scratch on the bearing surface there rather than normally you see the wear running this way. And I saw these little fine scratches going perpendicular, and he, to my amazement, said that they were from the bore gauge, the Honing bore gauge. So when the last things they do before they drop the pistons in, the cylinders and everything, is they do one more measurement check on them, and sure enough, those original scratches just in the film are still visible, and that usually gets washed away in the first fire up of an engine. Well, not only did this truck fire up, it made 100 passes, 4-second passes, 180 miles per hour in the eighth, under a heavy diesel load, and we could still see the original bore gauge strikes in them. So we are really, really happy with that. And that, again, is a byproduct of, right here on these bearings, is where that nanotechnology feeds in, bonds to that metal surface, finds these human cell-sized crevices, fills that in, gets the nanolubricant on top. We let the base oil create a strong film strength so that it can never break down. That's the PAO aspect of it, being 100% pure PAO. Coupled with the antimony and the sulfur-based zinc package inside of it, just gives it the ultimate protection. And all the horsepower gains we see on the dyno are proof inside the engine, and then it's fun when we get to open up these engines and actually see in person how much it's actually protected them for the year. I will add that we were so happy with the results that we saw in this engine that we're taking it a step further this year. And a lot of you may have seen we call it our torque unit, our TORK, which is our trackside oil refining kit. That unit is basically one of our bypass filters that we use on our over-the-road trucks. It strains the oil down to 2 microns. And we've hooked it up to an oil extractor that we can use at the track. So this year, because what happened last year, everybody saw these bearing results, and then we started getting a lot of calls saying, well, that's probably because you were changing the oil every single pass or something. And that's not true at all. We have all the oil samples documented from Firepunk last year. I think the shortest interval we had with them was probably like 4 passes on an oil, and that's because they had to drop the pan. Sometimes something happens, they gotta change the transmission, they have issues, so it's racing. So they gotta drop the pan, you gotta change the oil. I think the longest we had was probably the last one. I think we had 28 passes on the last run of oil without changing the oil. That was the same oil the whole time. On average, I think we normally go about 15 passes before we'll make a change. And everyone's like, oh, you guys have to be going 1 or 2 passes, changing every night. And it's not true. So what we're going to do this year, and we just got the first race underway down at Rudy's, we've brought one of our torque units out with Firepunk in the pits. So we're actually going to strain the oil after every pass, which means when Firepunk's truck comes off of the track, we're going to extract the oil out of the engine. We're going to run it through our bypass filter to strain anything out of it down to 2 microns, and we're going to return it right back to the engine. So it's going to be the same oil. How long we go in between oil changes, we'll continue to let our oil analysis dictate that. We certainly we play it safe rather than, it's not our engine, it's theirs. So we're fortunate to allow them to let us play with it. But at the same time, we're going to err on the side of precaution, of course. but we'll have an exact oil count in the year on how many changes we make. And I mean, it could be 3, it could be 4, but it certainly isn't 80 oil changes on 100 passes. And so that'll all be documented, and it'll show what you do if you actually clean the oil, which only takes, I think, about 4 minutes to extract it and about 25 minutes to clean it. So we're fortunate that we're in a class that runs 45 minutes in between runs usually, so we have enough time to do it. But we're going to see. And then, at the end of the season, we'll open her up again, and I presume it's even going to look better than it did after this last season. So it's really, we're really fortunate to have worked so closely with a team like Firepunk that allows us to really advance our science, advance our products, and then really, go this far to the point where we can actually prove it with not just scientific data through oil analysis and results, but also a view of the hard parts. And again, obviously the truck stayed on the track the whole year, did not miss a single race, was never hurt, and then the internals looked literally brand new, and it's fastest diesel truck in the world, so it's obviously working well too. So that's what I got to say about that. I will say the proof's in the pudding with the results we get. Again, to get and here's another shout I should say. I shot a message off to Greg Jolly earlier today. The defending champs of our Outlaw Diesel Super Series that we run, our East Coast series here, last year was ET class was Artie Maupin, 770 class was Ryan Riddle, 670 class was Landon Miller, 590 class was Rod McMaster, Pro Street class was Johnny Gilbert, Pro Mod class was Larson Miller, and the Pro Dragster class was Jared Jones. One thing every one of those class champions, from the fastest to the ET class, the one thing every one of those names has in common is that they have Hot Shot Secret adrenaline in their racing engine. That's what they run this year, and we're proud to have all those guys running our fluids. But again, this fluid didn't exist 2 to 3 years ago, and we know that there's industry giants that make really good racing oil that's been around for a long time. And the fact that we've got such a foothold into diesel and got into diesel motorsports, we're very fortunate that these guys have found us this quickly. And I just don't think it's a coincidence that literally every champion of every class in our series actually runs our oil. And as we stretch into other things, we got a good reach into no prep now. We're getting into the radial world with X275, Radial versus the World, LDR, all that stuff. We've got a lot of big money bracket racers running our oils out there. So we don't have the budget of some of these guys that have stadiums and racetracks named after them. But in the world that finds out about us and they start using our technology, they see the benefit of it, and it's something that they want to use to protect their investment. So it's just a matter of getting this name out and getting it into new sports and new motorsports, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We're really getting into the polling side of things this year, and we'll continue to stretch into new things going forward. But we appreciate all the guys out there that gave us a shot and decided to give us a try, and we're happy that our oil's been able to perform on the highest level. And I think we've been able to show not just results as far as winner circle results, which we have a ton of, but also we're able to keep our guys on the track running all year too. So let me see if there's any questions. You guys are kind of quiet today. Oh, here's one. Hey guys, question for you. If you were racing a diesel daily driver on the weekends, which additive or additives would you run in the fuel and oil? Love the live show. So thanks, Brent. To answer your question, Brent, I'm going to give you one more secret on as far as oils. Our Black Diamond oil, privately, since nobody's listening, and I don't have a partner, just here by myself, is our adrenaline racing oil, frankly. Our Black Diamond oil is everything we've talked about today. It's just, it was brought up the same way. It's a Group 4 PAO. It has the high antimony and sulfur-based zinc package in it. It's infused with the FR3. The difference between the Black Diamond and our Adrenaline is that the Black Diamond, we really boost up the total base number, the TBN package, the detergents in it. It's designed to be a street strip oil. So if you have a high horsepower diesel that is street driven, you want to look into our Black Diamond oil. It's everything that we throw into our Adrenaline racing oils as far as protection for the high horsepower application. But when we design this stuff, we don't put a ton of TBN and detergents in it to the level that you need for a 20,000 mile, driving interval, because honestly, race cars generally live a quarter mile at a time or so, so you don't see a 10,000 mile interval. But if you want to take a race car out on the street, which is commonly seen in the diesel world, since we have such high horsepower applications that can be street driven, that's why Black Diamond was designed. So first, I'd advise you to take a look at our Black Diamond. It is the best of both worlds. It is all of the technology of our Adrenaline racing oils, as well as the extended intervals that you're going to get enough detergent and TBN to have a traditional 20,000 plus mile extended interval too. So it's really the best of both. As far as you run that, you're not going to need any other additives. If you're not running that oil, I always highly advise to run the FR3 in whatever oil you choose. And as far as the fuel additives, always the same. Diesel Extreme as your deep clean out every 6,000 miles, followed up by EDT in every single tank. EDT has our LX4 lubricant in it. If you're running a CP4 pump, you can buy LX4 on its own and top treat if you want a little extra lubricity to protect the pump, which is a little more important when you have a CP4 on a built system. Obviously, you're requiring more out of the pump, so it's more important to make sure you got good lubricity in the fuel to protect that pump. So, Brent, thanks for the question. I hope that answers it for you. Update on the ATF Plus 4. As far as I know, it's like right there. I mean, it's the blending's done. I think he was messing with you guys a little bit. Blending's done. We are just waiting for packaging and bottling. So I've been out of town, so I don't really know too much, but I know it's got to be here any moment. And Dan Selton says, "Oh, that's a nice new bearing now. Show us the used bearing, the Dominator comparison." But you can look up any oil. This data is all out there. You can find oil analysis on about any oil out there. It's going to show you what's in it, and you generally get what you pay for to some extent. And then, but it's important to ask questions. We here like to educate people. So if you have any other questions, Zach, feel free to call us. One thing I'll say for your application, that small block Chevy making that much horsepower. Another thing that we like to do is help people out dial in the proper viscosity. We find that people are often running the wrong weight of oil in their race cars, and that's because sometimes the engine builders aren't always lubricant experts, and they may advise something, but like I always tell people, this is a 50 weight oil here. Well, that 50 weight is designed, when that's registered at 50 weight, that's at 212 degrees. Some of these guys run at 180, 160. Well, if you're running at 160, that's not a 50 weight oil really anymore. So we have a really good chart we use that as long as you know your bearing tolerances on your rods and mains, what type they are, if you're running an aluminum block versus like a cast block, and what operating temperature you go down the track at, we kind of use those 3 factors, or I guess it's actually 6 factors with the rods and mains, to really kind of dial in what viscosity you should be running. From there, we'll start there and start on the safe side, and then we can do oil analysis on the back end of it after you get some passes on it to really dial in what the proper viscosity is for you. And what that allows you to do is we can get you making the most amount of power efficiently while still protecting the motor. And it's a careful balance of the two. We don't want to give up engine wear for a little extra power. So we want to get to the peak level of power while completely keeping the engine protected. So I'm glad to hear, Zach, that you're interested in trying our products. If you want any more info, we're a phone call away to help you dial that in from what you need. Shout out from Lars. What's up, Lars? How are you? All right, Mindy now posted it. So now that she posted it, I'm going to do a quick shout out. Okay, whoever's still online or watching this later, we need some help from our. Oh, you do have it. There you go. So one of our employees here, Mindy Groves, her son is up for Marion Star of the Week, and Wyatt Groves, he's a pitcher at the local high school. The Highland Fighting Scots earned a home victory over Danville by a score of 10-2 on Friday with a two-prong attack of Wyatt Groves pitching and timely hitting. Wyatt Groves earned the victory on the pitcher's mound. The left-hander went 5 innings, allowed 7 runs on 1 hit, striking out 8 and walking another. An impressive outing for Highland. Senior Tyler Despennett threw 2 innings in relief out of the bullpen. So he is up for our local Player of the Week, I think, nomination. So we're going to put the link up there. And right now he's in second place. So we want our Hot Shots fans out there to tune in. Mindy's got the link below. We'll highlight it. Quickly go down to that link and give Wyatt a vote, because we're gonna bump him to #1, because that's what the Hot Shots Secret family does. We look after each other. So give that a quick look for us. We really appreciate that. Zach Hall said, would the Black Diamond work for my engine listed above? It's a show truck that gets raced periodically, runs 2,000 miles per year. I must have missed your truck listed above. I know you mentioned your 406 small block Chevy. Oh, if that's what you're talking about. Well, then absolutely. As long as you don't have any emission system on it, then if it's an old small block Chevy, runs 2,000 miles a year. Well, I'll tell you what, Zach. 2,000 miles a year, our adrenaline can really get you covered. But I would want the extra detergents in there, because as soon as you start running any oil, you're going to start acid buildup. Even if you drive it 10 miles down the street on fresh oil, then park it, you've now introduced the oil to acid. It's going to start continuing to do what it does. So you want to have a base number in there. So I would advise, go ahead with the Black Diamond. As long as the only problem with that is we only have it in the 40 weight right now. But if that's your weight that you run, go ahead and do it. Side note, let's say you're running a 50 weight. There's a secret way that you can make your own. Go ahead and buy the Adrenaline 50 weight. We have a product called TBN Booster. You can spike your adrenaline with the TBN Booster, which gives you the road mile detergents and TBN that you need. So, but feel free to give me a call, Zach. We'll get you figured out, man, and get you exactly what you need to get going. So, and there's Mindy with the Star Boys Best Week Performer poll. So please give that a vote. So I think that's it. I only have my watch is way off, so we're a wrap. So okay. So thanks for tuning in. We got all of our winners. I think we do have a video on the way out the door, right? Yeah. We do. So is this the Hot Shots Pro Street stuff? Yeah. Cool. So cool video of the recap from Rudy's season opener of the Outlaw Diesel Super Series. What we're going to do this year is we're going to follow along the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street class. We're going to introduce you to the drivers. I shouldn't say drivers. I should say characters. There's some very unique people in this series, and I've gotten to know and love these guys over the years and from sponsoring this actual class inside the series. And Matt Rice, shout out to him, who helps us out with a lot of these videos. He kind of mentioned it to me in the off season. He said, we do all these videos, and you really get to see these cars go up and down the track and these trucks go up and down the track, and then we turn the cameras off, and then we get to know these guys so well. So this year we're going to really try to focus on getting you behind the scenes. And sure, we're going to show all the racing, and we know you want to see it, but you're going to get to learn a little bit more about the drivers and the different personality types. And first race of the year, I think we only had 4 trucks in the class. So as the year goes on, you're going to see a lot more of the drivers. Like certainly at UCC, we're going to have a much larger Pro Street class. So we're going to follow these drivers, and we're going to give you a little behind the scenes of who they are, and you'll kind of get their personalities. So that's going to be it for this week. If you have any questions, please post them up. Feel free to call us anytime. We're here to answer your questions. And we'll be back here next Thursday at 1:30. In the meantime, we're going to roll the video out the back door so you guys can stay in and watch it, and we'll later post it up on our social media. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
driver of the Stainless Pro Street truck. Getting ready to go into Q1 of the very first race of the year. Can't wait. It's been a long winter.
What's up? You want to go stand in front of your truck and do something? Sure.
Hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on, brother? You know what, man? Hey, I'm Michael Dalton from RLC Motorsports, and this is my fast ride right here, running in Pro Street Hot Shot Secret. There's right. Reverse that.
Flip that, reverse it.
Hey guys, this is Michael Dalton from RLC Motorsports, and this is my fast ride right here. We're running in Hot Shot Secrets Pro Street class up here in, I think we're in Julian, North Carolina, Hope, North Carolina for Rudy's race.
Yeah?
Off the trailer, I'll say 525.
Name's Tyler Burkhardt with Gary Hooker Diesel from Harbor Beach, Michigan. Got an LSM, billet, block, 460 cubic inch, 106 precision. First time driving it, so it's like the 5th round on this truck
Nice.
ever. So,
And it looks like it didn't go too well before, apparently.
oh, that was the dyno. Yeah, it did not go well at all.
Didn't happen.
From Croyerville, Pennsylvania, 2010 Cummins.
What made you want to run Pro Street?
The truck went faster than 590.
That's a perfect answer. Thank you, brother.
A tuning, kind of a tuning error somewhat.
We got it fixed.
Yeah, and it's fixed.
So we get to go.
Now we're gonna go run the number.
Too much, too soon. Look out.
It happens like that.
Yep.
You guys got it figured out?
Yep.
Qualifying too, we should be much better.
Oh yeah. Yep. Q2 should be like, back to normal.
I like it.
We got a little trick that we do, and somehow the trick got untricked over the winter time, and now it's back to normal. So.
the trailer, I'm not complaining. No complaints. Crank up Linus, no complaints. It was good. It went A to B.
What's the game plan for qualifying 2?
And it's either going to take it or no, it's not. So that's that.
How was that?
Better. Kind of neutered it and it worked, obviously.
Just turned it down so much that it...
Yeah, we took a lot out of it.
It's working?
That's the same tune-up we had in Virginia.
No shit.
It's the same fuel ramp. That's the same everything. Just all we did was pull the trans out, rebuild it over the winter, and the damn thing, I don't know.
It's working now. 5.0 is good.
We took all the fuel out of it and all the nitrous out of it, and took one full stage of nitrous out of it, and it went down. So this track's tricky. And it's cold. It's really cold.
It's the temperature dropped quick.
Oh yeah, it's cold and tricky, so we neutered it. And it actually did it better at 60 than we thought it was going to. Did a 124, which, you know, that's pretty decent for a big 4,500 pound 4x4. So that's better than we thought it was going to do.
Where did it put you guys on the...
Our number one qualifier right now.
Number one qualifier. Gonna carry it through the weekend?
Oh yeah.
Take the money home?
Oh yeah. Green stuff's coming home with us.
Sits at 150.2 miles an hour.
150.
To a 533 one at 155.
Three new personal best. Truck's going faster each lick.
And you're in the finals.
Yeah, and we're in the finals. We're racing stainless in the finals, man. So today's gonna be a great day. We had the hood pop up on us on the last pass, about 400 foot out, 130 mile an hour. The hood came up, didn't come all the way up, but enough for my ass to pucker up a little bit, you know. So we're looking for some ways to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Secret Pro Street.
What's up, winner, chicken dinner.
How you feeling?
Feeling real good, man. The boys worked hard this weekend, and we pulled out another win. It's amazing.
So now it's going to be the first ODSS race. We're going to lead the points, take home the money today.
Yep. We're going to run this beautiful blue monster at UCC in about 4 weeks.
Do it again?
Yes, sir.
Damn right. Congratulations, brother.
Thanks, man.
What you got there, buddy?
Got something that is sweet and spicy.
There it is. Beautiful.